Shalom from Mevaseret Zion, which in the Hebrew text means announcing the good news from Zion. And do we have good news for you? The Jews are coming home, just as prophesied in the major prophets in the Scriptures. About 750,000 have come in the last 30 years, which has really changed the face of Israel. And today we want to let them tell their story, to hear what's happening in their lives. Remember in the Scripture in the book of Exodus, it talked about the 12 spies and how only 2 of them gave good reports. But those 2 were sufficient to bring the rest of the Jewish people back into their land, the land of promise. We'd like to invite you to be a part of this by watching this video today.
Jeremiah is definitely my favorite major prophet. And he had such a heavy message to Judah saying, "You are going to Babylon." And it could not be reversed. But Jeremiah's heart was broken for his people. And in his weeping, the Lord spoke to him. And one of the nuggets out of the book is in chapter 3, verses 14 and 15. It says, "I will bring you home, 1 of a city and 2 of a family, to Zion. And I will raise up pastors who will feed you knowledge and understanding." I is referring to the sovereign Lord, the Lord God of Israel, the Holy One, our Father. And he is saying, I will do this. And he has done it, friends. This is history. And today, Israel is here, and she's not going away. She is here to stay because God has willed it. And he is redeeming his people and preparing them for their Messiah.
Wohin soll ich gehen? Wer kennt für mich? Wohin soll ich gehen? Als verschlossen jeder Tür. Sie ist gewählt groß genug, nur vor mir ist sie und klein. Wie ein Blick muss zurück, was stört jeder Blick. Wohin soll ich gehen? Dort dahin will ich gehen. In mein Land, was ist frei. Dort dahin will ich gehen. Wo es ist als Food und Nei. Ein Land, wo Jiddisch kein Blit, leben wir dort Freudig. Israel ist unser Heim, der lebt frei in sein Heim, dort dahin will ich gehen. Wohin soll ich gehen? Wer kennt für mich? Wohin soll ich gehen? Als verschlossen jeder Tür, sie ist gewählt groß genug, nur vor mir ist sie und klein. Wie ein Blick muss zurück, was stört jeder Blick. Wohin soll ich gehen? Dort dahin will ich gehen, in mein Land, was ist frei. Dort dahin will ich gehen, wo es ist als Food und Nei. Ein Land, wo Jiddisch kein Blit, leben wir dort freudig. Israel ist unser Heim, der lebt frei in sein Heim, dort dahin will ich gehen. Israel ist unser Heim, der lebt frei in sein Heim, dort dahin will ich gehen.
Приехала я из города Коростеня. I came from the city of Koristan on the 26th of October 1995. We have been in the country for 1 year. I came with my husband and my daughter, who is 3.5 years old. We are living in the city of Ashdod with my husband's parents. This is a newly developed city, and it is quite pretty, and we decided to remain here.
What are you doing right now?
Right now I am staying at home and taking care of my daughter. My husband is working in his profession. He is an electrician. He has received certification to work as an electrician and is now doing so. I have a high school education and have completed my studies in Moscow Aviation Institute, Faculty of Applied Mathematics, specializing in math. With my field, it is hard to apply for jobs without special courses, without mastering special terminology. Right now I am aspiring for this. I am waiting for the special course. After finishing these courses, I hope to be able to find work. I think the best of all in this wonderful country is for children, because everything here is created with the children in mind, and everybody lives just for children. For her, there are all opportunities. I think that she will learn well and go to the university and achieve all of her goals, if that is what she desires. There are no limits here.
What do you desire to say to the Jewish people in the Ukraine?
What can I say? Every man must decide for himself, and if he decides something, he must do it. And I think that if it is a heart decision, for this kind of person, everything is possible.
We are in our 4th year of living in Israel. We came directly to Ashdod. I don't want to leave this city because I like it very much. In Israel, there are positives and negatives. The first obstacle that you meet in Israel is the language, because it is difficult to become accustomed to the new pronunciation, because we have grown up in another country, and this one is strange to us. Also, the style, philosophy, and structure of life is different.
What are you doing?
I am working. Of course, I am not working in my field yet. I am a medic. I am working as a medapellet. I am taking care of old people. To work with old people is not so easy. At their age, their character and habits change. The most difficult thing in Israel is to find work like you had in the Soviet Union. But the most important thing is the language.
Concerning the children, how are they doing here?
In the Soviet Union, the children were strictly raised. They were kept under control. But here, children are allowed to do everything. Here, they do what they want and how they want. Freedom for them is complete.
I like my teacher. I have very good friends, and we play together all the time.
Do you like Hebrew?
Yes.
Do you know it very well?
Yes, I do.
Tell us something in Hebrew.
לפני שנים רבות טיילתי בחצר ופתאום אני רואה זקן והוא מדבר. הוא שואל אותי מה קרה. אני אומרת לו הכל בסדר.
What would you like to say to those people who are preparing to go to Israel?
You must find great reserves of patience within yourselves. We say here sovlanut, because in coming here you will meet with a new set of circumstances different from what you know.
Please come. Life is very good in Israel.
Israel
is a small country, but somehow here you can find everything, such as fruit, whatever you would like. Of course, not as it is in the Ukraine, Moscow, or Leningrad. I never saw this abundance. We like this a lot. We also like that there are people here from many countries, Ethiopians, Moroccans, Jews from many countries, Romania, West Ukraine, Moldavia. I don't hear dirty words or curse words or insults here. But here the government gives a mishkanta, a Jewish agency loan, and people who are working are able to buy a flat because their monthly income will be 2,500 to 3,000 shekels per person. For a husband and wife, it is almost 6,000 shekels. And I know people who are here 5 or 4 years, even some who came 2 years ago, and they already have bought a flat and even a car. But because we are pensioners, we can't buy a flat, and we have to pay $500 US rent from our pension. But the government also helps us with the rent in the form of 700 shekels a month, and we pay the rest out of our pension. Concerning food, we don't limit ourselves in any way. There are sausages, and in the Ukraine they say there is no pig fat in Israel, but there is pork sausage and anything that you would like, ice cream and so on. Such abundance we never saw.
I wish to tell those who would desire to come that they would not be sorry to come. It would be good.
How do you like life in Israel?
Very good. There is a very good attitude to the young and to the old. Very good. It can't be better. I receive 1,200 shekels for my living expenses, and we have a flat for free. For 6 years we have been living in a rented flat, which they paid for, but now we have a government flat.
Do you go outside for walks?
Yes, I am walking. I go outside for walks, but mostly I sit at home. I used to read and write, but now my sight is weak.
We are making this video for the people of Khorasan. What would you like to tell them?
I wish for them to have a good life, but the fact is that it isn't good for them there.
Do you think they should go to Israel?
Why not? If we are here, let them come too.
Do you think they would regret coming?
I think that they won't be sorry if they come. What is there not to be happy for here? Because all Jews are here together.
Natives of Khorasan will remember me if they see this video. I lived in Khorasan since 1935. Probably they will say, this is not the same Nahum that we knew. The years take their toll. We are not getting any younger, only older. But it's okay. Don't look at me losing weight, but I feel cheerful. I have an athlete's body. I can still compete with you. I want to wish you good health and, of course, peace, that things will be still and quiet, not only in the Ukraine, but also in our holy land of Israel. People who strive for things can obtain much here, because here there are opportunities for everybody. If you're able and not too proud to do any kind of work, you can obtain what you wish here and prosper. The government helps you. The money I've received here I didn't deserve. This money is sufficient to survive on. You don't need to stand in line and wait for food. It used to be that I was glad to receive anything to eat, but here I can get any kind and quantity of food without needing to store it for later use. You will never regret coming here. Look, Jewish people, all Jewish people need to be in one place. This is clear. But we need to live peacefully with people who live here, because all Jews come here from everywhere around the world. So please come, and we will be glad to meet you.
Здравствуйте, я Никитюк Виталий.
Откуда ты приехал и когда? How long are you here in Israel now?
About 2 months.
Oh, it is a long time already. Which city are you living in?
In Haifa.
Do you like it?
Yes, as you can see for yourself, this is a very beautiful city.
Tell us about your first impressions as an Israeli citizen, because I know that you came before as a tourist.
Of course, we've already experienced some difficulties. It was very different when I was a tourist.
Tell us about the difficulties.
With everything, we have to start from the beginning. At the time, it's not easy.
What are you and your wife doing right now?
We are now studying in Ulpan.
And how is it going?
Little by little.
Does this mean that you are learning Hebrew?
Yes, yes.
Tell us about your way of life.
We rented a flat. This is good. It has a beautiful view of the sea, and we can see the whole port from our window. We brought a refrigerator, and our little boy goes to kindergarten, and he likes it a lot.
What are your plans concerning work or study?
We are planning to study. I have a kind of profession that is not so useful in Israel. My trade was as a locomotive engineer mechanic. They have a railway here, but it's too small.
What do you plan to do if you cannot work in your field?
I would like to take a courses after Ulpan to get another trade. Our Ulpan is youthful. There are many young people, and we've made friends.
How do you spend your free time?
In the evenings we walked to the sea. During the holidays, we went to Jerusalem for 3 days and we really liked it.
Tell us, please, Vitaly, what practical advice can you give to people now planning to come to Israel?
It is most important to learn the language, if at all possible, before you come. It's best to have this foundation because when you get here, everything will be a little easier. Since they teach you in Hebrew when you first study, if you study some before you come, you will find that the words you recognize will be very, very helpful.
I want to finish Ulpan and to be recertified in my profession and to work in my field. I will work toward this goal because your work determines so many aspects of your life. If you will have work, you will have life.
Как тебя зовут?
Тима.
Сколько тебе лет?
How old are you? What country do you live in?
Israel.
And in which city?
Haifa.
بترم كويس نيبرالي نصاب خمسة فول سايمن الشموني كرابة أخريك كلوبة لما دوئم لفنرابة هو يا بهو بهو يا بيتي فرح دوما لما شرملا بترم كويس نيبرالي نصاب خمسة فول سايمن الشموني كرابة أخريك كلوبة لما دوئم لفنرابة هو يا بهو بيتي فرح بهو يا بهو بيتي فرح أدون الله أشعر ملاك بترن كور يصير يغرق لقيت نصاب بخير سكور أزاي ملك شمون يكرم بآخرين يخلو هكور لغدور أدوم لما شرنا بترين كويسين يبدالي نصاب خبص وفولا زايمة للشمون كرابة أخريك كلوبة كون ليبا دوئم لفن رابة هو يا هو بابا هو يا بيتي فرح دوم لما شرنا بترين كويسين يبدالي نصاب خبص وفولا زايمة للشمون كرابة أخريك كلوبة كون ليبا دوئم لفن رابة هو يا هو بيتي فرح هو يا هو بيتي فرح بترم طولي تصيرني فرالات مصابة خمسة فول عزايمة للشموني كرابة آخرك كلوبة فول ليبا دوئم لفلورابة هو يا هو يا بيتي فرح أدونو لما شرملا بترم طولي تصيرني فرالات مصابة خمسة فول عزايمة للشموني كرابة آخرك كلوبة فول ليبا دوئم لفلورابة هو يا هو بيتي فرح 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 هللويا.
Я Блюменталь Зельда. Приехала сюда.
My name is Zelda, and I was born in 1922. I came here the 15th of February, 1996. I came from Khorasan, and the bus Good News Travels took me to the airport.
Did you enjoy your journey?
Yes, all of us really enjoyed the trip. They transported us for free. They brought us to the airplane. In the airplane, everything was splendid. They fed us very well. They gave us hot towels to wash with. I've never seen anything like this before. I was excited. We arrived at the Tel Aviv airport. Immediately in the airport, we were given a very good allowance. We were given 1,250 shekels cash, and a check for 4,000 shekels to supply our household needs. Then every month they began to give us 1,200 shekels. My purpose in coming here was to make life easier and to help my children in Ukraine, because life there has become very difficult. There my pension was enough just to pay for my flat, with enough left over for 10 days' supply of bread and milk. So I came here to our promised Jewish land. I myself am from Russia, and there were very few of us Jews there, so I didn't know what it was to live a Jewish life, but I have to learn. Here I have gotten to know many Jews, and I am very glad. The country is wonderful, beautiful. The roads are good. I've traveled, went on excursions, and swam in the Dead Sea, and generally I'm very glad. Big greetings to everybody in Khorasan. To whoever can come, please come. For everyone who comes, it will be good. Whoever wants to find work will, and they will prosper. I wish you good health. I came to Israel with my husband in March 1991, in what is called the Big Aliyah of the 90s. This is when many Russian Jews came to Israel. Because many of my friends were leaving, and because of the Chernobyl radiation, we came. It was hard to leave my city, but they took me out of the radiation zone with my class. This made a deep impression on our emotions, and I just wanted to leave.
Tanya, tell us about life in Israel.
The first difficulty was to find a flat, but here we met with much compassion. Because of it, we were able to rent an apartment without a co-signer. The flat that we rented was very good, and the landlord was not so bad. After 1 year, we decided to buy our own flat. This is also a big problem, to buy a flat in Israel. But there is a wonderful government service called Mishkanta, the Jewish Loan Agency. There is also a burden attached to this in that the interest can increase, but it's possible to pay it. We have purchased this flat where we are now. I loved it from the very first moment. I continually redecorate it with joy.
Tanya, what do you currently do, and what is your husband's work and profession?
I completed courses in cashiering, but this profession was not fulfilling. So I am taking orders from a textile factory, and I am sewing different kinds of curtains. I am also receiving private orders to design windows.
Do you like your work?
I love it. My husband works at a little factory named Namlit. They make stone tiles for building.
Do you have a car?
Yes, we took a loan for 3 years, but we paid it off early, which made me very happy, because to pay it back is not very easy. This is a Japanese car, a Subaru Grand Leon, which is a favorite Israeli car.
Вам нравится эта работа?
Работа нормальная.
We work 2 shifts, and today I'm working the late shift.
Please tell us about this factory and what you do here.
The name of the company is Namlat. We produce good quality floor tiles that are in great demand now in Israel. I've been working here for 6 years, and I'm familiar with all aspects of the work. I'm working as a machine operator, welder and fitter.
How long did it take you to find this job, and how much effort did it take?
I found the job immediately. At the time that I came to Israel, there was a lot of work here, and they needed people, so they employed me, and now I'm working without problems.
Have you worked for 6 years with the same company?
Yes, my salary is satisfactory. It's normal for Israel.
How should people who come to Israel prepare themselves, and what can they expect here?
They have to work a lot. If you want to work hard to reach your goal, you will make it. The difficulties here are different from the ones in the Ukraine. Different laws, different climate, a whole different way of life. It's hot all of the time here, but the main thing is the language. If you know the language, all doors are open to you.
Did it take you long to learn Hebrew?
Not really. I started working right away, and so in the process of work, I learned little by little. I know that all Jews should be together. If they want to come, then please come. The way is open. People who have been here 5 or 6 years will always help them. For example, if they come to me, I will help them with work. My boss says that we will give a job to anyone that I bring.
How do you like Israel, the country itself?
Yes, I like it very much. Before, we didn't travel a lot because of financial difficulties. This year, my brother and his family came to visit from Siberia. It was a pleasure to travel with them and to show them what is already our Israel. We have already become rooted in this land. We feel we are at home here. As I spoke with my brother about Israel, I felt pride. Among our friends, I see their economic level rising and their moods are improving. In the first years, the topic of our conversation was about our preparation for Aliyah. Now this subject has disappeared, and we are talking about where and what kind of concert to go to, where to go for the holiday, and how to find a break to go to the Dead Sea. Little by little, we have adapted to Israel. But you have to be very patient here and keep your emotions in check, because this life is full of surprises. Probably it's hard, but everybody must decide for himself.
I am from Khorestan, the Jitomer region in the Ukraine, and people still remember me there. I have been in Israel for 6.5 years.
How do you like this country?
It's a beautiful country, a country with destiny, a still changing country. Little by little we become familiar with it and we are not afraid.
What are the main difficulties of life in Israel?
The main problem is the language. If you can master the language, you can get hold of work and find friends. If somebody wants to come here, then he shouldn't be afraid.
If you've enjoyed this video, we'd like to make it available to you for your Jewish community and your special Jewish friends in your area. In fact, this video is being shown in its original version all over the Ukraine and in Russia to encourage them to make their decisions to come home quickly. We hope it'll be a blessing, and we trust that you will join with us in being a fisher in your area.